This is in support of Ferguson, Missouri police officer Darren Williams. This happened in July 2014. Phone calls were made to Ferguson, Missouri Police Department, and also prosecuting state's attorney's office in support of Darren Williams.
Record your message. Press 3. Here's what you've recorded.
Yes, I support Darren Wilson on the coming of railroading and hanging by the race baiters. I still get talk to you there, and I noticed that the shots are consistent. Please bring up the fact your Liverpool Cubs support put to 10% or less. It's awful funny.
was, I believe, to the Ferguson Police Department. Their phone number is 314-889-2341. I left a message for Brian Shillman, I believe his name is. The second recording is to the Lewis County, Missouri Prosecutor's Office, to Edward McGee. That phone number is 314-889-2341.
Recorded.
Yes, this is support for Darren Wilson, the police officer that I believe he was forced to have to use deadly force. I would greatly appreciate if you could bring out to the public about the facts are that cops are taught to shoot for center mass. Why are the shots going up the arm? That tells me there was a struggle for the gun. And also at the same time, I find it often interesting the people that had that video showing with the cell phone there. You would think that
started on August 18, 2014. My experience has been with these so-called civil rights groups. It seems to me like basically it's a business. I wonder how much money con man Al Sharpton has made off of this. How much has Jesse Jackson made off of this? I wonder what kind of per diem does he get? I wonder what kind of hotels does he stay in? I wonder what kind of car that he drives. I wonder what kind of house he lives in. I wonder what kind of bank account he's got. Because it seems to me like they're not really interested in getting rid of the problems because they make too much money off the problems. And there's like flies that are attracted to shit. And what they do is they follow these shit piles to stir them up to make money off of them. I wonder if they have jets. I wonder what kind of vacations that they take. I wonder if they have guards guarding their place. I wonder if they have all kinds of security alarms on their home and everything like that. I'm wondering if they would allow people just to go in and take whatever they wanted of their stuff. They sure didn't open up their mouths about Michael Brown strong-arm robbing, forcing, not even stealing, but just in the open, just taking whatever they wanted out of the store. Looks to me they did on a regular basis. Almost like it was a racketeering protection racket, and basically they knew it's better for the store owner to give a little bit than lose a whole lot. And I'm wondering if Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, are they non-profit corporations, 501c3 organizations? And the last time I checked, it specifically states in the rules there that they cannot lobby, they cannot get interfered with anything that has to do with government. So why isn't their LIESENCE been pulled? I'd just like to know that. What if all the cops in America said, that's it, we're not going to guard the streets no more? That's the reason why I believe they purposely, that one night, I believe they purposely said, look here, we ain't going to protect anything, we're going to show you how much you need us, when they decided not to protect the buildings that got looted and burnt. And Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, I invite you to prove me wrong. That you don't follow the shit and depend on the shit piles. Like flies attracted to shit. Please, prove me wrong. And I'll take my words back. That's if you can. Yeah, I wonder what your take-home pay is going to be for stirring up Ferguson, Missouri. And the truth of the matter is, I've never heard you once educate people about laws, about how to go about filing a lawsuit, about the laws that could protect the individual. Well, but then it looks to me like you depend on the problems. You don't want to stop the problems. As I said again, why don't you try and prove me wrong, and I'll be glad to take every word back. By the way, in the state of Missouri, 18 years old, you're an adult. So what the hell are they doing calling the big fat 300-pound 6'4" slob a child when he is an adult? I'm wondering if they'd be willing to say that under perjury. Race baiter Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Like flies, they depend on piles of shit.
What about the psychological trauma that's been done to that elderly person in the convenience store, where he probably had been strong-armed many times by that great big pile of shit? How about if the parents were put under perjury where they're claiming that he was a gentle, docile child? Last time I checked, there's a term that's called a leopard does not change their spots. It would be interesting to have a private investigator on behalf of Darren Wilson, the cop, which I recently found out in the news had his whole eye busted out by this goddamn piece of shit. And the last time I checked, wouldn't that be considered deadly force? A boxer, if they take and they hit somebody, they are charged as if they had a weapon. So if this guy, this piece of shit, had the ability with one punch to knock out somebody's eye socket, and I just hope and pray that Darren Wilson will not have lifelong injuries, and I'm hoping that Darren Wilson will sue the family for all the damage that's been done to him. There was also a white guy by the name of Michael Kelly in Fulton, California, who got beaten up real bad, and he died from his injuries. But I noticed there wasn't any marches for this person here. I wonder how many white people have been, it's called the knockout game, have been knocked down, that it was put on YouTube. I wonder, did any of these race baiters, did they raise hell about these innocent white people that have been punched out by ignorant lowlifes? But to me it seems like what it is it's a never-ending circus. They go from town to town, and they really don't do anything. They don't teach anybody about law, anything about the court system, how to make the court system a lot more easier for a poor person to be able to access it. No, they don't do that, because they depend on racial strife, racial tension, because I said, this is my opinion, under the United States Constitution, freedom of speech, my opinion is they depend on piles of shit. They're flies that depend on piles of shit. Now, what would happen if every cop in America said, fuck it, I'm sick and tired of being in a thankless service to the general public? What if all the cops decided, fuck it, and they decided that they're not going to do anything? They're just going to allow the crime to take over. Well, the facts are, it takes somebody to know the mind of a criminal to be able to trap these people, these lowlifes. And then let's talk about the number of wonderful, highly qualified minority people who live and let live, and would never think of strong. Here's another fact that the race baiters don't want you to know. In any jail, observe who are the ones that are starting the fights, observe the ones who are the noisiest, observe the ones that are doing most of the stealing, and 9 times out of 10, guess who it is? And this is from logical, unemotional observation. See, they don't want to let you know what actually goes behind bars and jails. That's where you find out a perfect observation laboratory of who is the one that are the quietest, that start the fights. Who are the ones that steal? Let the truth be known, with the case of Trayvon Martin, where he attempted to beat George Zimmerman to death, Jordan Davis, a boom car punk motherfucker, I'll bet you the truth of the matter was they were a pain in the ass in the community. Michael Brown was a pain in the ass in the community. The parents probably knew about all the shit they were doing. But when they get what they deserve from karma, now they want to turn around and turn them into lawsuit bait. That's what I believe is going on. Because the truth of the matter is, their neighbors probably couldn't even stand them either. Every time they went to a store, they'd say, oh, here he comes again. What else is he going to steal from me? I'm hoping that the fine police all over the United States passes around this YouTube video that is done from my heart, because I'm sick and tired of the media making it look like that big, great big, overgrown, 300 pound, 6'4" little child piece of shit. What he did, how many people he terrorized. And the race baiters are trying to make it look like he was innocent. Gee whiz, I guess that's a picture showing him knocking down that lady in the Quick Trip store, or that elderly senior citizen. Oh, I guess that was just an innocent act.